this video, you will learn how to use lists and CSS to create vertical navigation. On this web page, you can see that we already have a rudimentary form of vertical navigation on the page. One thing you need to remember is that navigation is really just a list of links, and as you can see, that's what we have here. We have a list of links. But this one still, like I said, is pretty rudimentary. I mean, for one thing, it still has the bullet points. In most navigation, you don't need the bullet points. So let's go in and style this a little bit and make it look more like regular navigation. As I mentioned before, this is a standard list. It's just an unordered list of links with the words I want showing on the page. And the one thing special about it is it's inside the nav element. This is an HTML5 element that indicates that the text inside of this is navigation. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in an ID of main nav, just so that my unordered list is fully defined as this is my main navigation. Don't style other lists this way. So let's scroll up to the style sheet. And here we have the nav. It's got a width of 25%, 160 pixels wide, a background color, a text color. It's floated to the left, and it's got a margin, border. And then down here, we also have how we're styling the links inside of the nav element. So we've got the nav A and A link, color and text decoration, the visited, the hover, and the active. But one of the things that's missing is we haven't styled the actual list. So let's add that. I want to style the nav unordered list that's called main nav. And I want to first get rid of the padding on the left. So I'm going to say 0px to get rid of that padding. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of the list style type. I'm going to say none. So if we save it and then reload, we have our list here. Now it's still a little bit tight, so we're going to fix a few other things on this list. I'm actually going to go in and change all of the padding on this list. So first I'm going to say the padding on the top, I want it to be 5 pixels. The padding on the right, I want it to be 5 pixels as well. The bottom, I want to be 5 pixels. And of course, the left, I want to be 5 pixels. So since I want all of them to be the same, we'll make them all the same. And I'm going to get rid of some of the margin so that we're not affected by that, just in case. And let's save it and take a look. When we reload, yeah, that looks a lot more like navigation you might expect. But it's still not as nice as I might want it to be. So I'm going to actually add some more to the LIs. Because we're going to change the background color of the list items, the best way to do that is to affect the actual anchor tag. So the first thing you want to do is make the anchor tag a block. Display block. This makes the entire section of that list item clickable. Then I'm going to change the hover background color to be the same as the former link color. So we're going to say background color. Then when we reload the page and we put our mouse over it, it's starting to light up when you put your mouse over it. The problem now is that the padding that we added to the UL is kind of ugly. So let's go and fix that by removing it from the UL and putting it on the list items themselves. So we're going to scroll down and remove the padding from the list item, and we're going to put it on the actual link instead. Now remember, we have to keep that padding left on our UL to be none or 0 pixels, just so that it doesn't add it back in. So let's save this document and we'll reload. And now there's a lot more space, and when we highlight each one, it shows up as highlighted and looks a lot more like a clickable navigation. And one thing you might notice is that I have my mouse hovering over the blank space, and the display :block tells it that this is still part of the link, so make it clickable. And that is one of the tricks to making your navigation menus much more easy to use for your reader. And that's how you make a vertical navigation using CSS.